Welcome to a brief orientation on the approval process to offer a new educator preparation program. We'd like to note that approved Washington State preparation programs are required to have a physical location in Washington State. This orientation will cover just the basics of the process, requirements, and where you can find more information. Send any questions prompted by this orientation to pesb@k12.wa.us. PESB oversees and approves preparation programs for the educator roles listed on this slide.
So why have prospective program leaders seek approval from the board? Other than to ensure alignment with state law, of course, briefly our aim is a system of quality Washington State educator preparation programs that fully support a diverse population of candidates and their future students. Proposals to offer a preparation program are considered as part of that preparation system. Now, what do we mean by quality? Quality is defined by the standards maintained by our board, which include areas such as cultural responsiveness, program sustainability, state and workforce shortage and need, and much, much more. We'll go into a little bit more detail of the standards in a moment. So our approval process is a 3-stage process of engaging with our board. You're at the very beginning, at stage 1. Look at that red arrow.
The 3 stages of the approval process are designed to mirror a program design process and encourage an increasingly clear picture of the proposed program at each successive stage. Additionally, our approval process addresses and verifies all program standards and requirements, as well as requires prospective program leaders to demonstrate the need for the proposed program. Proposal questions are also intended to encourage program learning and innovation. If approved, programs are reviewed at the initial 27-month mark and ultimately annually. The information collected during approval mirrors and prepares programs for what is collected in the review. As mentioned a slide or two earlier, quality is defined through our standards. The board maintains several types of standards. Program standards define what programs do and how they do it. Role standards are what candidates learn and demonstrate through a program, and cultural competency standards hone in on the specific knowledge, skills, and program actions relating to cultural competency. Program, role, and cultural competency standards apply to all types of preparation programs. Endorsement competencies relate to Residency, Teacher, and CTE Plan 1 programs. Endorsement competencies outline what teacher candidates must know in each endorsement or subject area. You can find the standards and learn more at the link provided. Before seeking approval, read and explore the relevant standards.
A major priority for our board is cultural responsiveness in both program design and candidate knowledge and skills. Cultural responsiveness also appears strongly throughout our program standards, the cultural competency standards, and board members are constantly engaging in conversations regarding how to prepare and retain culturally responsive educators. Cultural responsiveness takes into account the whole candidate and the whole child, and it responds to the historical, cultural, and political context in which teaching, leading, and learning occur. Cultural responsiveness results in personalized learning that builds on diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice. There are 5 essential components of cultural responsiveness. 1. Knowledge of self and others. 2. Learning communities. 3. Relevant curriculum. 4. Candidate and student-centered instruction. And 5. Social justice. As it relates to educator preparation programs, cultural responsiveness is understood and demonstrated on 2 levels. First, your program structures, systems, and actions must be culturally responsive in order to support and empower candidates, especially candidates from underrepresented populations. Second, your curriculum and course content must be set up to produce culturally responsive completers who can be responsive to their future students, schools, and districts.
Now, some relevant specifics regarding some of the program types PESB approves. Alternative routes to teacher certification are non-traditional pathways designed for career changers and for individuals already working in the school system who want to earn their residency teacher certificate. Compared to traditional teacher preparation programs, Washington's alternative routes are intended to be shorter, more convenient, more affordable, and more practically oriented for candidates. Alternative routes programs operate as a partnership between a teacher preparation program and at least one district partner to address a state or local shortage. There are a total of 4 alternative routes in Washington authorized in WAC 181-80. If an institution is already approved to offer a residency teacher traditional route program and wishes to offer alternative routes to teacher certification, prospective program leaders will undergo the 3-step approval process. Follow the link to learn more about alternative routes, including program and candidate requirements. Still in the realm of teachers' roles, but moving to program types related to career and technical education, there are 2 program options to obtain an initial CTE teacher certificate: CTE Plan 1, the college and university route, and CTE Plan 2, the business and industry route. CTE Plan 1 programs are designed for more typical university candidates. Completing a CTE Plan 1 results in both an initial CTE teacher certificate and a residency teacher certificate. Completers also become endorsed in one or more broad area endorsements, including agriculture, business and marketing, family and consumer sciences, and technology. CTE Plan 2 programs are designed for career changers. For example, a welder who's welded for 20 years and who is now interested in teaching welding to high school students. This welder might pursue a CTE Plan 2 program. Completing a CTE Plan 2 results in an initial CTE teacher certificate. Rather than becoming endorsed in a broad area endorsements, candidates receive a specialty area related to their previous occupational experience. Additionally, teachers who hold residency certificates often pursue their initial CTE certificate through a Plan 2 program. CTE Plan 1 and Plan 2 programs have different requirements for occupational experience, assessments, degrees, etc. Learn more at the link provided. There are no alternative routes for CTE.
Now, outside of teacher roles, a note for residency school counselor and school psychologist programs. PESB's approval of these program types is conditional on accreditation from the relevant national accrediting organizations. While in the PESB approval process, prospective programs must be also in the process of obtaining that national accreditation. If approved by PESB, to maintain that approval, the counselor or psychologist program must maintain accreditation from the relevant national organization. The national accrediting body for school psychologist programs is the National Association for School Psychologists, or NASP, and the national accrediting body for school counselor programs is the Council for the Accreditation of Counseling and Related Educational Programs, or CACREP. The quick caveat to this is that for a given school psychologist or school counselor program, PESB may approve the substitution of alternative national standards if those standards are deemed equivalent by the board. Find more in WAC 181-78A 225. Not all preparation program providers or institutions are able to offer credits. Credits and degrees can be offered by accredited colleges and universities. Other types of providers cannot offer these credits. Approved clock hour providers can become approved to offer an educator preparation program and can also offer clock hours to their candidates, as long as courses follow clock hour course requirements. For-profit institutions cannot become clock hour providers. Make sure your proposed program is aligned with what your provider type can offer, whether that be clock hours, credits, etc.
Programs are required to maintain knowledge of certification requirements and share this knowledge accurately with candidates. With that in mind, here is a broad overview of types of certification and program completion requirements. Certification and program completion requirements include a variety of themes covered on the next 2 slides. Note that these slides are not exhaustive at all. I recommend pausing here and reading the overview provided. Explore all the links provided and other related information as you find it. The assessment information is tailored to residency teacher and CTE Plan 1 programs For other role types, visit our website for role-specific assessment requirements. Each role has its own degree requirement for certification. Additionally, the WAC and preparation program standards also include instructional topic requirements. This refers to educator role-specific topics that preparation programs must include and address in their program. These topics are listed here. You can find more information about each topic on PESB's website by clicking on the link. For all of the above, programs should ensure they are following the related RCW, WAC, and program standards. Like the slide before, I recommend pausing here and reading the overview provided. Explore all the links provided and other related information as you find it. All roles are required to complete field experiences in which candidates can observe, practice, and learn in a relevant setting. Each role also has their own clinical practice requirements. Clinical practice refers to the formal field experience in which the candidate practices in their role under the supervision of a qualified mentor. To be placed in school settings for field experiences, candidates must be fingerprinted and hold the required character clearance. Just a quick reminder, these slides are not exhausted.
Okay, so at the start of this orientation, we mentioned that the approval process to offer a new preparation program is a 3-stage process. The first stage is a notification of intent, or the NOI. This is where, if you're interested in seeking approval to offer a preparation program, this is where you would begin. The NOI indicates that you will be seeking approval and have laid the foundation upon which to design your proposed program. NOIs are received by the board via the consent agenda and are ultimately posted to our website. After the NOI is received by the board, prospective program leaders are able to move to the second stage, the pre-proposal. Through the pre-proposal, program leaders describe the proposed program in relation to the PESB program standards and requirements described earlier in this video. At this stage, you must also fully qualify the community and workforce need for the program through quantitative and qualitative data, as well as describe how your program design and methods uniquely fill that need. Proposal responses should be specific and use action-oriented language. As noted earlier, our approval process addresses and verifies all program standards and requirements, and is intended to encourage program learning and innovation. Keep this in mind when designing your program and completing the proposal. Pre-proposals are presented to the board by prospective program leaders for an approval decision from board members. If the pre-proposal is approved by the board, prospective program leaders are able to move to the third and final stage, the full proposal. Through the full proposal, program leaders describe in what ways proposed program leaders will ensure specific program requirements, such as assessment requirements, instructional topic requirements, and other. Program leaders also have an opportunity to provide any changes or updates to proposed strategies and actions from the pre-proposal. There are several attachments at this stage, so please make sure you've completed all attachments prior to submitting the full proposal. If approved, program leaders should be prepared to fully implement the proposed program. Just like the pre-proposal, full proposals are presented to the board by prospective program leaders for an approval decision. All programs use the same NOI and pre-proposal forms. However, as program standards are different for school counselor and school psychologist roles, they have their own full proposal forms. These are the only two roles that use different forms at this stage. You can find the relevant forms and more information at the link provided. A note for community colleges. Community colleges seeking to offer a teacher preparation program leading to a bachelor's degree must also be approved by the Washington State Board of Community and Technical Colleges, or SBCTC, to offer a BA degree in teaching. This SBCTC process is completely separate from the PESB Educator Preparation Program approval process. However, even if approved by the board, Your program cannot operate until the SBCTC also approves you to offer the bachelor's degree in teaching. Please refer any questions on the SBCTC process to the State Board of Community and Technical Colleges.
Prospective programs must submit all approval materials 60 days in advance of the requested board meeting. There is no guarantee a proposal will come forward at its requested date. Find more information online at this link. Throughout the approval process, there are multiple opportunities for prospective program leaders to access resources and receive guidance and support. PESB staff provide detailed feedback at the pre and full proposal stages, and our website includes a wealth of information regarding the requirements skimmed over in this orientation. PESB staff are also happy to answer questions as they arise. Here's a list of the contacts by subject matter expertise. PESB also operates social media and a newsletter to share policy updates, board meeting information, and more. If you'd like to stay up to date, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook, as well as sign up for our newsletter. If you have any questions prompted by this orientation, please send them to pesb@k12.wa.us. This concludes this orientation. Thank you for your time.